This flight in particular was Orlando, Florida. Now, one thing about Orlando, Florida, it's gonna give you problems every time. Whatever you want, you got it. If you want this UM to be placed towards the back of the plane, I'll do it. I'll do it. You can explain to that customer's parent as to why they paid for this and you gave them this. The second person that comes to my gate is the flight attendant's manager, along with my coworker, thinking like I just got beat up. Like, you know, by his demeanor of like, are you okay? Do I have a black eye? Like, what's tea? Because at the end of the day, I'm here to service these customers and make a Delta difference. And you are not allowing me to do that.
Put your head on my shoulder. Hold me.
Welcome to my channel.
Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in yet again to another episode of Bree on TV, where I am your host, Bree. So in today's video, we will be doing another story tea with Bree. But before we get into the story time, I received a package that applies to my hookah that I'm currently smoking. So let's just go ahead and unbox this right quick. Ooh, I got some goodies in here. Hookah, Luscious, Luscious. Why do I have to use Google to figure out how to pronounce the name of the company?
Luscious.
Luscious. My Luscious. Like, what the fuck? Luscious. And just to add, luscious means having a pleasing, rich, sweet taste. A luscious and fragrant dessert wine. Pretty and Luscious LLC is the company that was so kind enough to reach out to me and be like, girl, I see you smoke a hookah, so do you mind if I send you some of my products so that way you can try it out, let me know how it be hitting, and so forth. These are flavored hookah tips. If you haven't seen people do it, it's not like mainstream, like everybody don't do it, but those who do it, if that makes sense. Tango Mango, Blue Dream, Key Lime, and last but not least, Fruit Smash. Okay. Packaging is on 10. Happy holidays and gratitude for taking the time to review my product. I really hope you enjoy them. Blessings. Precious love, hookah, luscious tips. No, thank you for sending this over. Now let's see how they be hitting. Let's see. Okay. Concealed to the T. So the only way you can actually open it is by ripping the seal. Am I right or am I right? Yeah. I think the only way you can actually open this is by ripping the seal. I love it. It smells new. Like, it smells non-contaminated. It smells sanitized. If you would like to be featured on our Instagram, please feel free to send pictures to our DM. Okay, let's do it. Like, y'all see all of this packaging in 2023, that's how it needs to come. So Hookah, Luscious. Jesus Christ. Why do I have Luscious from his show? Why is he on my mind? Hookah, Luscious. Y'all on to something. That's it right there. Ooh, I haven't had candy in so long because I'm not really a candy person. But this right here, that sugar, I need it. All right, and as you can see, it fits. Why did I have to use my mouth to put it in? But as you can see, it fits perfectly into my Deezer ice hose. Oh my God. StoryTime took place at the airport. I work in aviation. Over the chaotic winter storm that Atlanta experienced, which caused a lot of flights just to be canceled, delayed. It was chaos, mayhem at the Atlanta airport. So with my position, I'm a gate agent, meaning or making sure everybody scans their boarding documents to get onto the plane, along with assigning seats. If you have seat assignment at gate, I will assign you a seat. Also, I'll do upgrades. So if you're on the upgrade list for first class, comfort plus, and things like that. Along with other duties that I do as a gate agent is I interact with the pilots of every flight that I'm working, along with the flight attendants. That is your flight crew. 9 times out of 10, it's like an easy breezy cover girl process. But on this occasion, which is how we got to a story time with Bree, this interaction with this certain flight crew member wasn't so pleasant. You know, just picture it. I'm at the gate doing what I do. At this point in time, I had a line full of people because like I said, it was chaos at the airport. People at this point are just trying to get to their destinations. A lot of people have been rebooked. A lot of people have been rerouted to get to somewhat close to their destination of where they were trying to go. This flight in particular was Orlando, Florida. Now, one thing about Orlando, Florida, it's gonna give you problems every time. So while I'm on a computer, at this point in time, I'm trying to do upgrades. Meaning, there were some people who were on it was like a party of 3 who were on my upgrade list to be upgraded to Delta Comfort Plus. They were originally sitting in main cabin. They were together in main cabin. But if I would have upgraded them to Comfort Plus, it would have been a situation where 2 people could sit together out of that party of 3, and then 1 person would have been in a middle seat. So situations like that, you always want to give them the courtesy of just calling them up to the gatehouse. So while I'm doing that, and this is one thing about a gate agent, you have to know how to multitask. Things are going to be happening left and right. You have to know how to multitask or you will not succeed in being a gate agent. And your flight will not go out on time. So I realized that I'm having issues doing their upgrade. And this is the reason why. The system will not allow you to do certain things. One of those things being, if there is a minor under the age of 15, you cannot sit them in an exit row. Whether you want to sit them in a middle seat, window, or aisle, the system will not let you do it because that is against the policy. You just can't do it. That's what the company said, so you just can't do it. So I'm like, okay, cool. But since there is a middle seat, the minor who is 15 is going to sit in the middle seat, which is not an exit row. And then the 2 seats that are together that are on an exit row, I'm gonna sit the father and the son, who are well over the age of 15. So in order to do that, I needed to have like that whole process overridden by my manager or my supervisor. So I get her on the phone, let her know the situation. She's on a computer on her end trying to make this upgrade happen. At this time, I'm on the phone, got the passengers in front of me, and behind them, there's still a whole bunch of other passengers that need to speak with me. So my flight crew, they're coming to check in. Anytime a flight crew comes to check in, you'll just pull up crew. It'll let you know everybody from the pilots to the flight attendants who's supposed to be working this flight. They use their badge. Most of them have it around their neck. They'll tap on, scan on, and cool, they'll go about their way. But the flight attendant A, basically like the lead flight attendant, I always have to give them a brief rundown, like a briefing of like specials, like situations that they should know about, whether it's, hey, we got 5 wheelchairs, we got 1 aisle chair, basically somebody immobile, or we have an unaccompanied minor, so I put them in the bag, keep eyes on them, such and such. At this point, like the most important thing in regards to the story time is we had an unaccompanied minor, along with we had a couple. So let's just say like boyfriend, girlfriend, and the couple had dogs, service animals. So 2 dogs, 2 people. The 2 people was a couple, 2 dogs. Boom. So I try to put people who book together. As you can see, I'm already trying to do that with that party of 3 with the minor who's 15, extra row, situation going on, can't do it. My supervisor's taking care of it. So in 1 row in main cabin, you have somebody. In the middle seat, you have one person from the couple, and then on the aisle seat, you have the other person of the couple. A service animal per couple. 2 service animals, 1 row, a couple of 2. And then you have an unaccompanied minor. The person who booked their ticket, place them window seat comfort plus. That's important to note because I'm new to being a gate agent. In training, we were told if an unaccompanied minor's ticket is booked for first class or comfort plus, they can stay seated there. But if they have a typical like main cabin seat, you have to, under any circumstance, place them in the far back row so that way the flight attendants can keep an eye on the unaccompanied minor. So the A, when she comes to check in, I'm already on the phone, but because my supervisor is taking care of the situation that needs to be rectified, like she's not talking to me. So I go like this and I'm telling the A of our specials, basically things that she needs to be aware of. Sweet girl, she wasn't the issue. She lets me know, hey, in regards to the service animals, I don't think that they can sit together due to something. It was too much going on. I don't know what her reason was. And then she also tells me with the unaccompanied minor, they need to be placed in the back of the plane. And I'm like, what? This person who booked the ticket for the unaccompanied minor specifically paid for Comfort Plus for a reason. And I just got out of training, so I'm aware that you can keep them seated in Comfort Plus. So that's kind of how like that interaction went. She told me what I told her my briefing. She told me her response, which was the arrangement. And then because I had my supervisor on the phone, my supervisor heard everything of the exchange. So she was just like, no, that's not right. She was like, the unaccompanied minor can stay seated where they're at. And then she was like, in regards to the service animals, I've never heard of 2 service animals not being able to sit in 1 row. If this truly like was an issue, it would have been like a policy, aka the system wouldn't have allowed me to put those two people who were a couple who both had a pet and cabin on the same row. The system would have been like, nah, what you doing? That's against the policy. So the A, she goes down, the flight crew, they scan on, they go down, boom. Now it's nitty gritty time, because I know at this point it was D45, departure 45. Remember, I need to start boarding under any circumstance at D40. And still things that I had to do within those 5 minutes was solicit for volunteers of who wanted or who would allow me to tag their bag to their final destination free of charge, along with calling Unify, who is like our partner and company that deals with the mobility, to line up the wheelchairs and escort them down to the plane. Out of nowhere, out of my peripheral, and it makes me turn my head, it's a black flight attendant who comes up the jet bridge, and this is her whole demeanor. She was eating something, but it was just the whole this like this that really like caught my attention, which is why I turned my head. So the first thing I asked her, is everything okay? Cause like I already sensed some type of like urgency or some type of like, to where I had to ask like, you good? Like what's going on? I'm at my computer. She approaches me to where she's like this. And so the first thing she says is, she taps on my screen and she says, this UM, unaccompanied minor, needs to be placed to the back of the plane. This flight attendant said it so like, this shit right here, we're not going for it. She said it so like, to where I was just like, I don't know about that. I don't think I'm supposed to, by law, take the unaccompanied minor that their parent or whoever booked their ticket paid money for, additional money for, because we know Delta already is an arm and a leg, but Delta Comfort Plus, like you paying some good money for that, for a reason. You want your child to be comfortable. The unaccompanied minor was in a window seat in Comfort Plus. So my supervisor is still on the phone. And it's so funny because while this flight attendant is tapping on my screen, and she's like, this UM need to be in the back. My supervisor is like getting because my supervisor senses the animosity. So she's just like, no, Brianna, do not move that UM. Because I had already moved the UM. Because at this point, baby, whatever you want, you got it. If you want this UM to be placed towards the back of the plane, I'll do it. I'll do it. You can explain to that customer's parent as to why they paid for this and you gave them this. And it was so funny because my supervisor is already like logged into my flight. So as soon as I move that UM to the back of the plane, my supervisor immediately puts that UM back where they paid for, which is in Comfort Plus. And then the flight attendant sees that and she's just like, no, I said that UM needs to go in the back. And so at this point, I shut down. Because there's too much going on and I need to board literally like within the next like 60 seconds. So this UM in the system, it happened like twice. He going like back and forth. Back of the plane, main cabin, window seat, Comfort Plus. Back of the plane, main cabin, window seat, Comfort Plus. Then the flight attendant brings me to her second point. This party of two, we already told you about it. The A already told you that these people cannot sit together. This lady, or this flight attendant, she is a lady, was talking to me like I was her child. She birthed me. I call her mama. That is legit how she was talking to me. And then the party of three who's still trying to get that situation rectified that's in front of my podium, they looking at me and dumbfounded like, what the hell is going on? At this point, I don't even know what's going on. Because it's too much going on. I know that. My supervisor is literally trying to state her case. Who is this flight attendant that is talking to you like you somebody's child? And so I'm like, the flight attendant is saying we can't have the couple with the 2 petting cabins sit in the same row due to the oxygen mask. They only have 4. It's technically 3 humans, 2 petting cabins. So everybody's not going to get an oxygen mask. My supervisor was like, Brianna, like, we not finna pay attention to that. We're not finna pay attention to that. I've never in my life even heard that. So my supervisor and me are on the same page. I've never heard that either. That may possibly be true. I just never heard about it. And the system is not giving me kickback with having that situation be as it is. So the flight attendant, I noticed, does not move. It's like she was not going to leave my podium or my personal space, because at this point, like I said, she like her. She was not finna leave my side, at my Aiden side. This lady was literally attached to me like the hell. This flight attendant was not finna leave my side until she saw what she needed to see. So then the flight attendant says, well, I guess we're gonna have to delay the boarding until this whole situation gets rectified, because we can't have them sit how you have them set up on a plane. And so my supervisor hears this on the phone. I don't even have to address the flight attendant no longer. But what I do say, because my supervisor, she's then like, Brianna, you know what? I'm finna come to your gate, because this flight attendant, like, she doing too much. She is doing too much. I'm finna come to your gate. My supervisor about to come to my gate. We legit have to board like within the next 60 seconds. And at this point, whatever you want me to do, I'ma do it. But my supervisor is finna come, to the gate, and she's finna talk to you so that way I guess you can explain to her about what's going on. So I end up moving the party of 2 who both had a petting cabin. I end up separating them. I don't feel the need to delay boarding due to like a conflict or a misunderstanding. But it just baffles me because, like how you think back on the situation, like, this flight attendant really sunned me. Like, you're my son and you're gonna do what I say. That is her legit approach. And as long as I've been working in aviation, I've never had somebody from flight crew, a manager, anybody in aviation kind of like approach me on a level where it's like, we can take it there if we need to take it there. Should I have retaliated and gave that flight attendant the same energy that she was giving me? I will always say no. I will always say no, because I didn't. Because at this point, with me being a grown woman and with me working in an industry that technically is like very professional, I don't see the need. Like, I pick and choose my battles. And that battle right there was not worth me getting out of character over seat assignments. Not worth it. The was brought by another coworker. And before he even took down the because the also has to be scanned on board and stuff, I communicate with my coworker. It's gonna be a little situation when you walk in that jet bridge to take this unaccompanied minor onto the plane and into their seat, because the flight attendants do not feel like this unaccompanied minor should be sitting in Comfort Plus in the window seat that he's given. And so my coworker looked at me like, and who said that? So he like, yeah, bet. Okay, bet. My coworker takes the down. I'm like, it's finna be World War III down there. I proceed to line up my pre-boards and I'm getting this ball on the road. Because remember, we technically still took a delayed boarding. And so I already informed the tower and like our little flight family, like our communication system, delayed boarding due to, all I know is when I'm boarding, like I'm very like tunnel vision. I'm very focused because the most important thing during boarding is to make sure every passenger scans on. So I'm tunnel vision. I'm calling out boarding zones, first class, sky priority, comfort plus, diamond medallion, line up the board, things of that nature. First, I see my supervisor. She comes, my supervisor comes to my gate and she's heated. My supervisor, I don't know if she was more mad at how the flight attendant was talking to me and me not retaliating, or the flight attendant thinking she know what she's talking about and it's not right. I don't know. My supervisor beelines down that jet bridge. She doesn't even say a word to me. The second person that comes to my gate is the flight attendant's manager. So like in-flight operational supervisor manager. And you can tell because they normally wear like a highlighted like safety vest. My supervisor saw that I had a lot going on at my gate because like I said, Orlando be motherfucking problems. So I was given assistance, aka like a D2, a departure 2, to assist me with like seating other people who would be revenues or people on standby, along with non-reps like employees, buddy passes, and so forth. So my coworker comes to the gate and he's like, Brianna, like, what's going on? Are you okay? I'm like, am I okay? I think so. But I guess word had traveled from like upper management to like my coworker, Brianna needs help and it's mayhem at this gate. Then, if that can't get any worse, I see my supervisor's supervisor, who also has on like that highlighted safety vest, come to my gate as well. And she beelines down the jet bridge as well. So in my head, I'm like, what the fuck is going on that jet bridge? Everybody has been scanned on. We are nowhere on target in regards to like on time or like hitting our metrics that really are like typically supposed to, because like I said, it was mayhem at this gate. It was a lot going on. We had a lot of people who had got rerouted. So some of them, it took some time to get cleared, along with the jet bridge being backed up due to the situation that was going on the jet bridge that I'll get into later. I don't even know what the fuck is going on at this point. Like, I literally don't know what's going on. I'm literally just like moving like a robot because too much transpired too quick. And I wasn't able to really like wrap my head around this flight attendant, aka slick, cursing me out with not using curse words or sunning me, along with my coworker thinking like I just got beat up. Like, you know, by his demeanor of like, are you okay? Do I have a black eye? Like, what's tea? So at this point, me and my coworker were walking down the jet bridge. We closed that boarding door. Can't nobody else get on this fucking flight because that door is closed. The door is closed. But we realized as soon as we get onto the jet bridge, because you know the jet bridges are long, the line all the way backed up. And so as I'm walking down with the paperwork, I realize everybody and their mama is on this jet bridge having a discussion. My supervisor had to get the supervisor of the flight attendants to come to the gate. I don't know if it was to explain to her like what is policy and like what isn't, or if the flight attendant supervisor had to explain to my supervisor what is policy and what isn't. To this day, to this day, I still don't know, like, who's in the wrong. I log on to the computer that's at the end of the jet bridge. I don't even know if y'all probably noticed that when y'all boarding y'all aircraft, that it's normally a computer at the very end of the jet bridge. Sometimes where you'll have to leave like your check bag for the ramp agents to like come through that side door and like grab it. I just feel like her eyes like grilling me as I'm like on the computer, because I'm like facing this way on the computer. The aircraft is here. So I just like feel her eyes like burning the side of my face. And I'm just like, girl, like, what did I do to you? I am not the reason as to like what has transpired. I 100% no, I am not the reason as to what has transpired. We're not gonna put that blame on me. I have to get onto this plane so that way I can finish out my duties. Other duties that I have to complete in order for the aircraft door to be closed is I have to give off paperwork to the A. She gave me no attitude. Girl, that's what I'm saying. Like, the A, if anybody's gonna come at me sideways, I'd rather it come from the A, the lead flight attendant, because it's like, you know what? This is your call. But we're past that right now because we got to close this door because we've already been delayed. So then I give the paperwork to the pilot. He gives me the release. I walk back down, the aircraft coming out. In order for me to close the aircraft door, in order for y'all to even make it to the taxi runway, I have to get cabin secure and exit rows brief. She didn't want to tell me. This flight attendant did not want to give me cabin secure. She was like, didn't even tell me to hold on or let me go check with the other flight attendant in the back. She just like walks to the back. And I'm like, So I picked my head down to see like what's going on. And my coworker, remember, he's also in the jet bridge with me. So he was like, is this the flight attendant that like sunned you? You obviously see what I see. I know I'm not hallucinating. So I was like, you get extra rows briefs and cabin secure. So I just stand back. So once she comes back down, she sees that I'm no longer the one in front of the aircraft asking for a cabin secure. It's now my coworker. So he was like, is everything okay? Like, she was like, yeah, everything's fine. So why can't I get cabin secure? Is it me? Am I the problem? So she gives my coworker extra rows brief and cabin secure. The way she did it, she's looking at me. Mind you, I'm in the back. There's no eye contact that needs to be had with me because I got my coworker in the front asking you, is cabin secure extra rows brief? She's looking at me. I'm looking at her. And she's like, extra rows brief, cabin secure. Ooh. Ooh. Like, what are we really doing here? These passengers trying to get to Orlando, and you over here going tit for tat with me, and I'm not your problem. So he closes the door. He's macho man. So as he's pulling the jet bridge back from the aircraft, since the door's been closed, he's like, Brie, like, what's up? What's up with you and her? I said, so you saw that too? Sis was really tripping. Like, she had it out for me. That flight attendant had it out for me. And I don't even know why. So in my head, I'm like, sis must have had to be put in her place by like her manager to this degree, or either she must have had to been put in her place by my manager in order for her to be giving me like all of this attitude. Because at the end of the day, I'm here to service these customers and make a delta difference. And you are not allowing me to do that. Y'all probably thought the story was over. No. So when we go back up to the jet bridge, and so now we're back at the podium, the gatehouse. I'm being crucified from my manager telling me, why did you let her talk to you like that? Because I had passengers in front of me, and because I like to pick and choose my battles, and shawty was not worth it, I'm gonna let her have that one. I'm gonna definitely let her have that one. I'm gonna let her eat that up. And so I asked my supervisor, like my OSM, so because the UN was still sitting in Comfort Plus in the window seat, I'm assuming we were right, like me and my supervisor. Unaccompanied minors, if they have bought a ticket for first class, and if they have bought a ticket for Delta Comfort Plus, you can still sit in Comfort Plus. I don't have to move you into main cabin, which is a downgrade, and put you all the way to the back of the plane. Like, so when we pull up the flight to see who the delay was on, Lord and behold, the delay was on the flight attendant. Because like each delay has like a code, and the worst thing, well, not like the worst thing, but you just don't want a delay to be on you. So I wouldn't want the delay to be on me as the gate agent due to like my mishaps. But like the delay can be on like the ramp crew, flight attendant crew, the pilot. Y'all let me know if y'all have ever been signed or been put in y'all place by like your mutual at work in a professional setting, and then y'all let me know how y'all react, because y'all saw how I reacted. Y'all saw my responses. Thank you yet again, for tuning in to another episode of Bree on TV, where I'm your host who got sunned and put in her place by a flight attendant, Bree.